Here it is! So let's have a quick look on the side and see what we could win. I like these top two the most, especially the red one. I would take the yellow one as a close second, but I think those two are the most iconic. I also have come round to this. This would be my third most desired one. I like the rainbow effect, it's like an old VHS box, and I like astronomy and stargazing, so I would accept that. The stripy one and the blue one, again, I would accept them. They're not my favourite, but they would be okay. And then there's a rare one, which is transparent. Don't really like the look of that, but I would accept it, and it probably is worth more money. The only one I'm not interested in is this one. I don't understand what these shapes are. I don't get it. Don't like the look of that. Don't want that one. So basically, any of them except that one. So, let's see what we got. Oh. I like making art with limitations. I like broken cameras, cheap materials to illustrate with, and generally making the most with the least. So when I heard about the Kodak Charmera, I knew it would be right up my back passage. A cheap novelty camera taking low quality photographs. Can I get something good out of this? So I've given myself 365 chances to do so. It's not a leap year, is it? No. I've given myself 365 chances to do so, and I'll be taking one photo a day in 2026 with the Kodak Charmera. A 1.6 megapixel toy camera that was one of the best-selling cameras of 2025. I'm not even sure how I got hold of one, because they're often sold out everywhere, but I ordered one from Wex under the knowledge that I would only have to pay if it came back into stock. And a few days later, it was on the way, arriving at 7:40 p.m, the day before my work Christmas party. So I got to test it out a little bit, and here are some photos I've taken this year so far that might not make the cut of my 2026 project, and a few from around Christmas. And here's where I learned straight out of the box. When you take this on a night out with your friends, they're going to want to play with it. Here's a photo my friend Antonia took with it, and she actually ordered her own Charmera that very night, which she now has. Actually, Wex accidentally sent her and charged her for 2. And be warned, your friends will find themselves in the menu that asks if they're sure they want to delete all the photos on the card before you hastily snatch it back from them and switch it off. Now, 2 things about this camera are true at the same time. It's incredibly stealthy, allowing you to take photos without a lot of the suspicion you get in some of the less enlightened parts of Yorkshire when you take a camera out, no matter how innocently. But then if someone does see you using it up close, they're going to want to ask you a lot of questions about it. So it's discreet, while also being an attention grabber, depending on where you are. This guy was fascinated by it, first asking if I worked for MI5. So I took his photo and all seemed well, but then later on referred to me as Jimmy Savile. I think suggesting I was somehow using it in a sneaky, voyeuristic way, even though I was just photographing my friend Amy, who was posing for a photograph. I don't think he knew what he was saying, but if it helps, he did have a Middlesbrough accent. If it helps. Warning! This camera is vibes, granted, but the quality of the pictures is sometimes so bad, I'm warning you to know when to use it and not waste nice moments on this thing. Here's a photo that would have been lovely, with the lights, the reflection, my daughter, and our friends in the background, but 1.6 megapixels and a rubbish sensor is not the best way to capture it. And I had a Lumix GF2 in my bag that would have been perfectly capable of taking a decent photo of this. So, use it sparingly. Anyway, for the challenge, I want to make sure that I get at least one shot from the following styles or photography disciplines. Street, landscape, some kind of portrait, black and white, in camera, not applied afterwards, although I'm not interested in any of the other filters this camera offers. Night, which is a challenge with such a low-grade camera. Self-portrait, so basically a selfie. Some form of repetition, I'm thinking the same location in the 4 seasons. Nude, actually scrap that. liminal, which is something I'm always on the lookout for, those creepy, uneasy, in-between spaces, and ICM, intentional camera movement, where you deliberately create some kind of blurry photograph by moving the camera around. There are others like slow shutter or macro that I don't think I can do with this, but if you can think of anything else, any other disciplines, let me know. So, wish me luck, and I'll see you next January. So thanks for watching, and until next time, don't forget, there's